Hello, YouTube. Um, Multiple subject matters to talk about today. Not about tomahawks. I believe you all remember the video that I did on this tack knife practice tomahawk. It's very lightweight. I wish they would do sayas for those fellas who do martial arts stuff in competitions because these are so light and so flexible and so speedy in hand. It's just nice. But anyways, enough about that. Today we're going to be talking on three subject matters. On one, I'm going to be responding to Alex Jones's video on the UN gun ban upcoming December, I believe it was the 19th or whatever. I'm going to be giving you a recipe, and I'm going to be talking about my new headphones. I am a gamer. This is my nature. I've been a gamer the majority of my life. I've been a martial artist the majority of my life, though not a very good one. I've been a lot of things in my life. The only thing I haven't been in my life is a midnight toker. You know what I'm saying? I've never smoked marijuana. I'm never gonna smoke marijuana. And yes, I'm running for office. I'm kidding. At least not this year. Um, I'm not deep enough involved to run for office on any level at all whatsoever. So anyways, essentially speaking, the first thing that I'm going to talk about is Alex Jones and company have recently discussed the topic of the UN gun ban. A document has been revealed speaking that somewhere in late December this year that the UN and President Obama, let me turn on a light here for a second. A little extra lighting helps. Are going to sign a document into action that will ban U.S. citizenry's right to bear arms. Let me tell you something, okay? All of this, every single bit of it, from the moment that 9/11 occurred all the way up to today, has all been one great big ruse. I know nobody sees it. I know only I see it. If you took local law enforcement, our military, and the UN military, put them all together against America, what you would end up with is a 10-to-1 situation. Us 10 to their 1. Okay? We have a lot of people in this country, and a lot of people ready and willing to protect this country. I know that whenever I attempted to become a member of the military, that I swore a vow, and that I will protect this nation if needs be. And I have no problem with that, family or no family. I will not roll over for anybody. But it's a ruse. It's a fucking ruse. And if you can see, like I see, you know it's a goddamn ruse. Ever since it had been revealed that 9/11 was an inside job, it's been us against them. But the problem is, it doesn't need to be. It's not about us against them, and them meaning the government. It's about us being able to use our brains or not. Okay? Strength is here, not here. Okay? This is controlled by this. Okay? Then thereby the strength is here. If the strength is here, then all sorts of other things are here. And the choice has to be made here. Do we fall for the ruse and commit an act of war on our own country, thereby destroying the fundaments of our country? The reason why they cannot do what Alex Jones is saying that they're gonna do is because it takes us to accomplish it. We have to rebel. We have to take criminal action against our own country. We have to take armed revolt against our own country before it can possibly happen. Because if the President of the United States of America and the UN said, we are banning America's rights to bear arms, A, it would be an act of war against this country. And B, the president would have committed an act of high treason. He would never be able to set foot on this soil again without dying. Okay? You hearing me? You hearing me? I know I responded in fear the first time and I apologize for it. But I'm here with you now. I'm back. I'm back. My head is clear. I'm no longer afraid. I know sometimes they get under my skin and I get scared and I react out of fear and I apologize for it. I know I need to be better about that. I am so sorry. But we know it's all a ruse. We know it's an act. It takes us to make it happen. And we know that now. I know that now. I know I forget. And I have to come back to it. And I have to remind myself. But I'm back, guys. So don't worry. No more fear talk. Okay? Because it takes us to make any of it happen. And I am so sorry. On to the second subject. Here soon, as soon as I can find the charger for my mobile video camera and my tripod, I'm going to be doing a video on the recipe that I'm about to give you. I am like my grandmother. I don't do precise measurements or precise cuts or anything of that ilk. Essentially speaking, the meal that I will be teaching you how to make, for those of you who do not know how to cook, and for those of you who do know how to cook, I'd like you to provide an alternate version of this. And whenever I do the video of this, I'd like you, if you can, to present an alternate video version of the meal that I am going to present. It is a very, very, very basic level meal. Almost anybody can do this meal, okay? And unless for some reason you don't have arms, or perhaps a brain, you can make this meal. Okay, it's very, very, very basic. It's pasta and meatballs. Okay. Ingredients. Go to the store. Pick a jar of pasta sauce. Whatever you like. Pick a pasta. Doesn't matter what it is. Pick up French or Italian bread at the bakery in your grocery store. Okay, you know what I'm talking about, those huge pieces of bread make great hoagies. And that's going to be another meal somewhere down the line. I'm going to teach you my favorite uber fatty meal. Okay, it's uber fatty, but it's also uber nutritious. Okay, but that's later. Buy garlic salt. Okay, the very herbal kind. And the reason why garlic salt is because making garlic bread the proper way is very expensive and a little bit more advanced from what I'm talking about. Okay, get butter. Don't buy margarine. Okay, don't buy margarine. Don't be getting those tubs of soft butter. It's all horrible for you. You can actually open up a stick of butter, put it on a plate, cover it with, if you buy one of those butter dishes, set it on the counter until it softens, and that will save for the duration of use. Okay, the way I cook, I don't use margarine. I use extra virgin olive oil, first cold press from Star brand, and I use butter. whole butter. No olive oil bullshit involved. I might mix honey in my butter, but that'll be about it. Okay, I use butter and olive oil in the majority of all of my dishes. I sometimes will reach to vegetable oil for frying, but the majority of the time I use extra virgin olive oil first cold press because I'm a snob where oil is concerned, and I use butter because I am a snob where buttery type things are concerned. I don't want crap that can kill me. Never, ever, 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 ever buy canola oil. Okay, canola oil is the primary ingredient in most pesticides. Okay, no bueno. Don't buy. Don't cook with. You are literally poisoning you and your family. Do not buy canola oil. Vegetable oil is fine. Crisco is fine. Lard is fine. Essentially speaking, guys, and this is my greatest advice to you, and I'm going to do a further video on this because this is how I went from 320 some odd pounds down to 170 and fundamentally have stayed there. I dropped from 320 pounds to 170 in about 3 months and stayed that way since. Okay, this is basic. Okay, basic education. You have to balance your meal out. Okay, protein has to be primary. If you're talking bacon, if you're talking sausage of any sort, that is not protein. Even if it is polska kielbasa, even if it is smoked sausage, even if it is, if it has primary and one of the secondary ingredients being fat, it is fat. And yes, there are times and places for there to be fat, but that is not healthy for it to be all the time. Okay, you cannot be eating polska kielbasa every night because it is your favorite thing and start to question why you're fat. Okay. One of my best pieces of advice to you is you get a good marbled meat. You incorporate. My children are killing each other. We're gonna have to get through this as quickly as possible. Protein is primary. It is the largest substance on your plate. Okay, so you have your plate and you divide it in 4, but an uneven 4. Okay, you have 2 larger triangles and 2 smaller triangles. Okay, one larger triangle is bigger than the other larger triangle, and that is protein. Okay, let me make that abundantly clear. Protein. Okay, the other less large triangle is fiber, be that corn, be that salad, be that whatever it is that you utilize for fiber, has to be there. Okay, so incumbent to the meal that I'm about to subscribe to you, which is a very good hearty meal, is salad. It's the only part of the meal that you cannot cook. Okay, preparing a salad is very, very simple, and I'm going to tell you how to do that. And later on, I'm going to show you how to do that. What I prescribe with the meal that I am offering to you is a Caesar salad. It is not hard to make at all whatsoever. All you need is romaine lettuce, Parmesan cheese, and if you want to, some Caesar dressing. I prefer the lighter version, though I do often catch myself eating the heavier version, which is more creamy and more spicy. And right now that's what's in my kitchen. What? Oh yeah, pasta. It does not matter what kind of pasta. The question that you have to ask is, oh yeah, back to the plate before we get there. The larger, small triangle on your plate is carbohydrates. Okay, carbohydrates, very, very, very important. And the last one, the smaller one, is heavily nutrition and fat dense foods. Okay, so it's either fat dense foods, like the sausage that will be in my sketty and meatballs, basically, or uh, um, nutrition dense foods. A secondary vegetable that is very highly nutrition dense. This is what I'm talking about. It can sometimes be both at the same time. We'll get into that as we go and as I do more research so that I can share with you what I'm talking about. And if you guys know what I'm talking about and want to comment in this video for people who do not know, then please do. Like always, this is a community site. If you know better than I do, by all means, add that information. Don't be a douchebag. Essentially speaking, this is the plate that leads to better weight. It leads to better health. It leads to better quality of life. You have to have protein, okay? If a diet says you have to back off the protein and then reintroduce it, don't listen to them. That's the kind of shit that gets you killed. If you're on a diet that says you have to back off the carbohydrates and then reintroduce them, that kind of shit will get you killed, okay? If you go no carbohydrates for as much as a week, you can shut down your kidneys and hospitalize yourself. You cannot do no carbohydrates, okay? There is no such thing, okay? There is no such thing of backing off of one thing and then reintroducing another. If you are in the hospital right now and you're watching this video, I want you to immediately look at the diet that you have. I want you to look at if you have too much soda in your life and not enough water. I want you to look at if you have too little protein and too much fat. I want you to look at, do you have no fiber at all whatsoever? Do you have no carbohydrate at all whatsoever? Do you have too much carbohydrate and fundamentally speaking, too little of everything else? Do you have no nutrition dense foods? Do you have no fat foods? Okay. When we start talking about fat later on in your diet, what we're going to be talking about is the difference between healthy fat and unhealthy fat. Okay. And for example, on that, healthy fat is the marbling in your steak, the marbling in your pork chop, the marbling. Well, there isn't really any marbling in chicken, but you're getting my point, I assume. The bad kind of fat is like bacon and sausage. There is no real way around it with bacon and sausage because that's what makes it nummy. Sorry about that. I'm a big bacon and sausage guy. So is my son. He gets it from me. And it's kind of hard to live without it. But you just balance it out. Okay? And essentially speaking, what we're talking about is sketty and meatballs. This form of sketty and meatballs comes in whatever pasta you want. The big choice is whether or not you want to bake, and we'll get there. I don't know if I'm actually going to have time to actually give you the recipe because I'm talking too much shit. But I will do a separate video later on the actual recipe whenever we're actually cooking. So don't worry about that. But balancing out diet is the core of better living, better health, lower weight. You don't have to work out. You don't have to go on some crazy diet. You don't have to do damage to your body. And you don't have to starve yourself. All it is a form of health. Now, unfortunately, I did not give you any recipe at all whatsoever, and I have to move on to the third subject. But don't worry, we will actually do a video on the subject matter. And if you can cook that meal, you can, fundamentally speaking, cook the majority of anything. It is that basic intro meal that allows you to learn the skills that you need to learn to be able to accomplish things. Now I'm going to plug this in and I'm going to show it off to you. Hello YouTube. This is my new set of headphones. I am an online gamer and I do like to be able to hear what I'm doing, and I do like to be able to talk to other people on the internet. That's just sort of my thing. That's kind of the reason why I started the YouTube channel. Now, I don't know how well you'll be able to hear me. These are a pair of Logitech headphones. I don't quite remember their name because unfortunately we had cleaning madness and I had to throw this shit away. But if you can see how they look, I think you'll get the gist. I'll get real close. On this part that lands on your head, hold on a sec. On this part right here that lands on the top of your head, there's quite a bit of cushioning, and at first you have to get used to that if you've never had anything like that. And it gets very comfortable. You barely feel it, but whenever it's real tight on your head, it can be slightly uncomfortable. But they're very, very nice. Right here in the ear section, there is also very, very dense foam. It basically encompasses your whole ear unless you have like huge ears, but it's very, very, very comfortable. Let me see if I can get you a side image of this. I think Logitech has done a very, very good job on this, and if you go looking and you find something like this by Logitech, for in and about around $40, very, very inexpensive for what they are. This is a good quality headphone, and if you're a gamer like me who wants to be able to temporarily shut out the outer world but still be able to hear yourself and hear other people, and really get immersive into your game. And I mean, this covers my whole ear, and I'm still able to talk to other people. I don't really know how well because I never touched the settings on that, but dude, I have been playing Left 4 Dead 2 for many days now. You know, everybody else goes to bed about around 9, 10, 11 o'clock. My wife goes to bed about around 11:30, 12 o'clock because she has so many shows and she doesn't really have enough time. And after she goes to bed, I log on to Steam and I play Left 4 Dead online, and I'm able to talk to other people and they're able to clearly hear me. However, I don't know how well. And these are friggin' awesome. Okay, for the price point, for the comfort level, for the ability to hear better the game than myself or anybody else for that matter, and the ability to talk to other people apparently clearly without it being all the way up against my face. You know, some of you might have had that experience. You know, you're talking like this to people and people are like, stop that! It's away from my face. I feel like I am able to speak to other people without an issue. And these are good, okay? These are really, really good. Thumbs up on these. Matter of factly speaking, 2 thumbs up. If I had more hands, I would say 4 thumbs up on this. This is just good quality for the price. It's very, very comfortable. I like the way this works. Let me show you something else. Hold on.
instead of having that silly ratcheting kind of headset type thing, this I just like the way this is put together. It's very wide. It's a good gauge of material, and it's got this rubber spacer in the middle, and it just does the job. It just does the job, and I love that. But anyways, I love everybody out there, and I hope that your path is blessed, and I hope that you accomplish what you seek to accomplish. And namaste, and may the Great Spirit walk with you. And we'll talk later. Bye bye.